Oh, it's quiet.
It's very, can they hear it? Hey, yeah. Hey. Haha, yes.
This is my jam.
This is such a fucking good song. And the group is literally...
Play this video on my tombstone.
We don't have the technology.
We will.
Look.
LED.
I'll walk up to it and it'll be like a projection like up in the sky. Yes.
Hi.
Ooh. Hi, everybody. My eyes burn. It just started burning really badly. This is the Splitting Those Lemons. My name is Channon.
I'm Garol.
And this is Splitting Lemons. What are we talking about?
Why did you do it twice?
I don't know why I did it twice. It was just fun.
Okay.
Here we talk about K-pop things. We talk about anything that we want. It's literally just a podcast for us to be full-on babulians, and also throw in some K-pop stuff, I guess. It's literally a K-pop news show. Taylor, how are you?
I'm fine.
That's good.
I listened to my host, KDA, and so I am fine.
That's good.
Oh, God.
Look,
you're broken.
You for a second, I was like, my mind, like, I felt the words coming in, and I was like,
on the
where are we
loop.
going? Look, I was like, where are we going with this, friend?
Fucking woo.
Oh, God. I'm good.
Woo.
Stop. That's a great song. My eyes do burn. I just burned some incense, and all the smoke went into my eyes, so I may not be reading tonight. Taylor, you got the reins tonight. You have fun, friend.
You're welcome.
That's Taylor's words. Shut the fuck up. I'm not reading everything. Oh, hopefully you guys are doing well.
How was your weekend? What did you do?
Yeah, how was y'all's weekend? What did you do? Tell us down below.
I was asking you.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Oh, okay. Jesus, I didn't know what I did. Saturday was Nicholas's birthday. We had a lot of fun. I worked, though, but we got to hang out, had some really good food. I got to see Kiana the other day, and it was really, really cool. And happy late birthday to Nicholas. And also, shout out to my Scorpios. I love Scorpio season. Let's get this money. Taylor, how was your weekend? What did you do?
I got a tattoo.
Jesus.
Who did know Daniel?
Wow, who's that pretty man? You did get it. You just said his name, content. Let me see your tattoo. When did you get your tattoo up? Did you get it on your arm like you said?
Yeah, I got Moonchild.
Ooh, let me see.
I need to lube this hoe up.
Oh, wow. Oh, that looks so fucking good.
Doesn't it?
It looks like a sticker tattoo. It looks so fucking clean.
But it's real.
Jeez, man. That looks beautiful. Like they're reaching out for each other, the O's.
Yeah.
I love it. Wow, who did that?
This
really
girl
fucking work.
Steph at Fatty's.
Ooh, where's that at?
Silver Spring. But they also have locations in DuPont Circle and somewhere else.
This is not sponsored, but it can be.
Yo,
Look,
it really could be.
God, okay, that's really
I'll
cute.
take payment and more tattoos.
Look. How about y'all? How was y'all's weekend? I know that with this time falling back, it's been really, really hard, like, getting up and going to sleep. Just because, like, not hard falling to sleep, but, like, getting up because it feels like, it's, like, always dark. And it's scary. And I'm just fucking tired all the time. Take your iron pills, y'all. Taylor, what's new in the news? What's that?
I mean, I don't mean have you watched it. I mean, do you know about this?
Jackson
and Gucci Mane.
All I'm going to say is, again, this is what timeline? My own timeline. This is crazy. Like, anything and you know what? Let's spin this around. Anything and everything can happen, so you should just go for whatever it is that you want in life. Because at this point, like, Gucci Mane and Jackson Wong just, like...
Gucci Mane?
Like, they did something together, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can do anything. If he can do that, if J Park can do that to his hair, if me and Jungkook can be friends, you can do anything. So, oh, by the way, yeah, me and him are friends. Me and Yoongi, if you didn't catch the drift the last few weeks, I'm not friends with Yoongi anymore. More on that 11.
Why does it always feel like it's like a month between times that I see you?
You're right.
Record.
And it's only
But it's only a week.
Because so many things happen during the week. It's weird, right? So
But I
many
feel
things
like the
happen.
weeks go fast. But then I come back here and I'm like, damn, I ain't seen you in like 3 years.
It's stuff of bullying time. It's what timeline?
What time is it?
Oh, God.
Um,
What's new in the news?
let's
Also,
start.
I'm a little snotty. I think I'm getting sick. Fun, fun, fun. Take your
Fun,
vitamins.
fun, 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 fun.
Look.
Let's start with some follow-ups.
I love follow-ups.
Not to be a let's not get sued podcast.
Look, no, welcome to Let's Not Get Sued. What's new today, Taylor?
This is only part 1.
Oh, God. How are... You know what? All right. Everybody out there, keep your mouth shut if you think that you'll get sued. They're listening.
YG and Happy Face have started going to court about Mix 9 and the failure to have a Mix 9 group.
Look, I was wondering when that was going to start up.
YG's side said that if Mix 9 had been successful, then their debut wouldn't have been canceled. But since the show didn't do well, they feel bad. But they also suffered a lot too.
But you know what?
And they also said, but also, there was nothing in the contract that said that they had to have a group after the show ended.
You know what? I need... Let me stop it right now. I need them to teach a class on how to do that. Wow.
And he said that some people agreed to the whole 3 years or whatever, but some people didn't. So it's not their fault that some people didn't agree. And also, they originally asked for 4 months, but when they started preparing, they were like, we can't do it in 4 months with these people.
Okay.
So that's what they're saying.
I just have a question, and this is off the record, but I have a question to the viewers out there, the people who are listening, our lemons. If a show doesn't do well, who do you blame? The people who made the show? I have nobody else to blame.
And Happy Face said, what?
Happy Face said, what? Oh. I thought that was
no. And Happy Face said, what? No. Happy Face said, if y'all had just done what the contract had said, like done the 4 months, then we wouldn't even be in this situation. There wouldn't have been no negotiation. They would have just debuted. But they said y'all saying he said YG saying that the show didn't do well, and so that's why they didn't debut. It's basically like saying there's a traditional saying that says you swallow if it's sweet and you spit it out if it's bitter. Basically, like,
look, literally. How about this?
You just get rid of it because times is hard.
Times is hard. Look, YG said somebody didn't read the small print. Allegedly, we have to put this group together. Where did I say that? This show about putting a group together? Where did I say I was?
And they said YG asking for 3 years was unacceptable, and they knew it. But because they're a big group, a big company, they can get away with it. Yeah, they said they was just gonna do what they want, and that everything they said is just trying to justify everything that happened.
That's like really.
And they said also YG was supposed to cover all the expenses for the show and shit, but they didn't.
Look, you know what? I'll whisper this. But alright, go off, honey.
I don't know. Jenny's been in enough commercials.
I don't want to talk about Jenny. I love her, but here's the tea. Have y'all seen her teaser?
No, yes, but I don't like it.
Yeah, if you've seen it, please comment below what you think. It makes me so uncomfortable. Me and Taylor talked about this for like 30 minutes, just the whole time being like, I'm uncomfortable. That was anytime one of us had to say something, I'm uncomfortable. And it's not alright. And it makes me so. After you left, I was like, you know what? Maybe this is the YG podcast. But it's not, because I don't want to get sued. I love YG. Go on.
Let's move on to the new news, but we're still
trying not to get sued. Alright.
Allegedly. somebody got had a DM conversation with Scooter Braun.
Oh.
Brown. Who is the CEO of whatever company that CL was signed to in the States.
Mm-hmm.
And in it, he was basically like, look, she's not even with us. Like, there's nothing that I can do for her. Like, we were supposed to make this happen. Like, she was definitely supposed to debut in the U.S., but whatever contract that YG needed to sign to, like, give us control over that process, he never signed, so she was never allowed to do anything. So that's why, like, there was nothing. And he was basically like, she's no longer with us, so, like, there's nothing.
There's nothing at all. I just want to know, like, again, this is not a YG hate podcast. I do not want to get sued, but, like, what is his reasoning and thinking behind anything that he does or doesn't do? Like, why do all of that just to not sign it, just to have nothing come out of it? Like, why waste her time? Because that's literally time that she could have been putting on music. Like, she could have been doing something, and we know the stress that she was going through. What was the purpose of it? Like, this is a genuine question.
I'm not saying that this is true. This is just someone else's, not mine, comment. Look, but I saw somebody say they were basically like, it seems like YG likes taking these hardworking, passion-driven women in the industry and then, like, promising them the world and, like, basically dangling it in front of their faces and making them chase it for their whole lives.
You're right.
But never giving it to them. Yeah. And then, like, he gets some kind of satisfaction from holding that over them, like, holding their dreams over them. And I was like, ooh.
Look, and not only
but
that.
I didn't say that.
Look, and I didn't say this, but here's my thoughts. Also, the fact that, like, those people, they could have gone with other companies, but that keeps money out of their hands because they could make money from it. Does that make sense? Like, those other companies, these women would have went with these other companies. They would have made a fuck ton of money, and those companies would be, like, rolling in the bank. But I'm also like, you could be rolling in the bank. But again, these aren't my thoughts. I just want to know, like, I want to have a like, I don't even want to.
You sit down at an interview and be like, so here's the question. What?
Look.
What the fuck?
Literally, like, I don't even think I want to talk with them anymore. Like, to be honest, I think I'm past it. But I do want to know, like,
talk anymore. We can't talk anymore.
As my new friend Jungkook sang with his my old friend Charles. What?
Y'all friends?
Apparently, Taylor.
Let's move on to something.
Not as possibly, like, building my case. Yeah.
It's not against YG, but it's still YG related. Okay. As in the company. Awesome. And this is fun. It's not fun. Oh. But you're going to be like, oh my God, are you ready?
I love it.
You remember our friend? She's not our friend. We're not friends.
Stop. We're not friends.
Han So-hee.
Oh my God. Wow. She's like a recurring character on this podcast.
She was quiet for a while. She came
like
back.
5 minutes.
Here we go. God. This is what happened, right?
Uh-huh.
On Halloween.
Oh my God.
Top posted on Instagram for a long time.
Instagram. Interesting.
It was like art, you know, like
Top.
You know him.
We miss Top. I miss him so much.
Several hours later,
God.
Han So-hee busts out the woods.
Comes out of the woods. Comes out of the basement.
And she posted on Instagram of a picture of, like, the picture looked like she was inside of an elevator in the YG building. And she said in her caption, get your popcorn.
I have water.
Get your water. Don't even think about coming out. Who do you think you are to be crawling out like this? I heard you telling your peers that I receive money from you and that I'm a gold digger. You must be talking a lot of shit for it to also reach me. Stop talking about me. Talk about it after you actually give me money. You do have a lot of money. You seem to be living quietly, so I have my mouth shut. But I'm going to say what I need to say since you're uploaded on Instagram as if nothing happened. Hee hee. But I won't lie.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Everybody, I apologize.
But I won't lie saying you're a gold digger at least. Do you know how many of your company's business that I hid for you? I'm so nice. The reporters begged me to break the news, but I rejected it all because I was scared. I should have just done it. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Why did I go there on that day? You know, right? Oh, and please live your age. Stop pretending to be an artist. You're just an agency. Just absolutely an agency. And that was it. And I was like, God damn
Why
it,
did she
bitch.
do that? Why did she say that to that man? You're an old man. You're not an artist. You're a fucking old man.
That's fucked up.
He didn't do nothing but post a picture.
He didn't do anything. Damn. Why he didn't learn not to fuck crazy bitches?
That's crazy. I want to read that like with my eyes. I want to see that.
It was crazy. At first, and everybody was like,
She said stop talking about me, but she always brings him up. He hasn't said, well, I mean, as far as I know, it hasn't reached me. But you know what? I don't run.
He ain't even allowed to post on Instagram.
I'm so nice.
Comment down below if you know that video.
Stop talking about me. Talk about it after you actually give me money. She said, give me my money, bitch. Put up or shut up.
Everybody's like, y'all was all out here calling her a queen for all the shit, but then she was up there talking out her neck about trans people and shit.
Look.
And now she out here, like, just going off on top for no reason.
Like
for no reason.
He didn't say anything publicly about her. He posted a picture and was like, furniture. And just look, I'm mad. That's like ridiculous.
He's not allowed to like art.
He's not allowed to post on his Instagram.
You ain't gotta call him old. Like, she didn't have to call him old.
Look,
that was fucked up.
Like, we all already know. We know, bitch. Wow, that's so funny.
Why you fuck an old dude?
I hope she's alright, though. Because it sounds like she's going through a lot of stuff, and I don't mean like in that, oh my gosh, she's obviously going through stuff. But like the fact that she has to like, that she feels the need to talk about some nigga who like,
well, everybody's like, she feels like it seems like she just wants to stay relevant.
Yeah,
but this is the only way she knows how. Because
exactly.
when she tried to do it on her own, like talking about her own shit, everybody was mad at her.
See, I hope that she's alright.
She was talking out her fucking neck.
I'm also wondering, you know what? Yeah, fuck her because she was transphobic. So I don't give a shit anymore. But like, my question, Top was probably talking shit about her, but I didn't know about it. Like the public didn't know about it, and now she went public with it, and it's just embarrassing. This whole situation is a mess. Fuck that transphobic hoe. Next. In the words of Miss Ariana.
Thank you, next.
No thank you.
Oh.
Next. She just say no thank you. Go stream thank you next on iTunes.
The members of Highlight. Formerly Batoost.
Stop it! Batoost. That's literally their name.
They are now Lords of Scotland.
Is that their name?
No.
Oh my god. I was like, that's the craziest K-pop name I've ever heard. We are Lords of Scotland. I'd be so mad if I was Scottish. I'm like, yo, fuck you. Get over here.
No.
Hilarious.
Apparently a fan purchased some land in Scotland in their name. And now they're like, I guess if you buy like a size of land,
you're a lord.
Yeah, you're a lord. So they're all Lords of Scotland.
Wow. Can they at least like visit it? Can they like go to their land?
Yeah.
That's cool. I would go there.
That person is also, that fan, they're trying to like boost the sales of whatever their last song was. So they were like, if you send a screenshot to me of you listening to the song, I'll enter you in a raffle and I'll buy you land on your behalf and you can be a Lord of Scotland.
I want to be a Lord of Scotland. Wait, what do I have to do? That's wild.
Yeah.
God.
Let's talk about some concerts.
They need to go to Scotland. They literally have, they're like obligated to have concerts. Are there black people in
Scotland?
Yes. But I don't think they're represented. They're not really obviously well represented, I don't think. 2? It can be 2 more. They let us over there. Hey yo, shout out to my black Scottish people. How are you? Good. That's great. Okay.
Blackpink's going on tour.
Oh my god.
A world tour.
They got like
9. Yes.
9 songs.
January 12th to March 3rd, they're going to hit Bangkok, Jakarta, Hong Kong, Manila, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, and Taipei. The acoustic version. When they come out for the encore, what they going to do?
Let me stop. 21 songs. Alright. I love Blackpink. I actually do. I really love the girls, and I don't want anybody to think that whenever we talk shit about Blackpink, we're talking about the girls, because the girls are wonderful. I love them. Even though Jennie's teaser, now again, that was not her fault, probably. But try not to get too, so I can't say specifically like who, but like, well, let's get it. Look, let's get this bread.
Minzy added more stops to her shit on December 14th. She's gonna be in Sao Paulo. On December 22nd, she's gonna be in Paris.
Ooh,
but then all of those dates in the US and Canada, those are all postponed till next year.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, at least y'all get to see her 2019.
Yeah.
2018 was a long bitch. Long year.
I feel like it went fast.
Really quickly.
Yeah.
It was long when I think about like certain things.
Yeah.
But like overall, it's weird that it's about to be December. Like it's about to be.
I got an alert today that somebody was like, BTS at City Field was a month ago, and I cried.
What?
Yeah.
Why does I feel like that was last week? Wow.
Red Velvet's going on tour. They'll be here February 8th to the 17th, and they're hitting LA, Dallas, Miami, Chicago, and Newark.
Wow. Will I go to Newark to go see them? I would if somebody bought me a ticket. I'm not paying for it. I need to like save my money, but I would see them if I could.
JYJ's Kim Jun-soo. He just got out of the military, and he's having a concert in Seoul November 30th through December 2nd.
Come on, ladies. Let's go support our man. I love JYJ. I think.
You're not even sure.
How I feel about like a lot of their songs. I just don't know.
EXIT's coming back as 5 people.
Yes, they are. G5, bitch. Ew, what? Solji finally lost on King of Mass Singer, and I'm so pressed. Well,
also, Yanan of Pentagon's coming back.
I know! And I'm like, wow, this could be so much better if you all wouldn't have done the bullshit with Don, but let's not get into it because I will get into it.
Yeonwoo of Momoland, she's sick, so she's taking a break. Lisa of Blackpink.
Little Lisa.
She got a YouTube channel. It's called Lily Film Official.
That's cute.
She does vlogs. They look similar to. I feel some type of way even saying it like this because like it was like a whole discourse.
Mm-hmm. Spill the discourse tea.
It looks similar to Jungkook's GCF films.
Oh, really?
However,
but what is
the discourse?
Not like that, but like that. Okay, cool.
The discourse was that everybody was like, "Oh, she's copying off of Jungkook's style or whatever, Jungkook's thing, whatever."
Wow.
But if you watch the video, Lisa didn't edit the video. She just filmed it. So whoever edited the video edited it to look very similar to the style of what Jungkook did.
So that has nothing to do with Lisa. She's just the camera woman.
Yeah.
Leave her alone. Leave Lisa alone. Y'all remember that, Chris Crocker? Wow, that's old.
Are y'all right? Are y'all old enough to know?
What up to my oldsters?
BTS is the first Korean artist to pass 1 billion streams on Apple Music.
Jesus.
I wasn't going to talk about it, but Philip DeFranco mentioned it, so I guess it's a big deal.
Mr. Philip. Mr. Philip. I was like, what's the full name of Philip? It's Philip.
Stop.
Philopian.
No.
DeFranco.
Sucker has a new job.
What is his new job?
He joined a company called Social Network, and he's the head of its VR department.
What?
Virtual reality, augmented reality department.
So first, he's out here selling houses. He still does that. He has music.
He's got waffles. Has ramen.
He has ramen.
And he manages a soccer player. If he comes to Korea, though.
And he works with Tinder. Or was it Grindr?
No, it was Tinder.
Okay, isn't Grindr? Okay.
That's the gay one.
I must be like, come on, son, you're real ally. And this man makes money. Helicopter to Dubai. That's a long ride. No, that's a long ride.
Monster X is premiering an English version of Shootout on U.S. radio.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god, on US radio! I'm so proud of them! Whoa, that's crazy. That makes me really, really proud. Wow. Hey, what's up, my mom babies? How are y'all? Okay, that's great.
Steve Aoki and BTS's song "Wasted on Me" got number 89 on the Billboard Hot 100.
That's such a sexy number. Wow.
It's not 69.
89 though. Like, they got it. That's cool.
Okay. And then my last story is Doki got robbed in LA.
How was it? Has this already happened before? But no.
I think it was someone. It was
the sting operation with the cars.
That did happen.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking about that one girl who got robbed in LA.
Oh yeah, that was sad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he got robbed in LA.
Oh.
They took his necklaces, his watches, his camera,
did he get jumped?
2 phones, and the passports because it was in his backpack in his car.
Oh my god.
Now, he said he reported it to the police, and the police said they basically can't do anything, and that you shouldn't have left your backpack in the car. And he was like, we was just trying to grab some dinner on the way to the airport, so we left our bags in the car. But why would you leave your phone in the car? Why would you leave your passport in the car? Like, whatever.
That makes me
anyway,
so
it's
sad.
gone now, so he's like, if you don't hear from me, this is why.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh, Doki. Now he has to
think
get
he has hair
phone.
now.
He does. He got hair plugs. And he's growing out his hair. He does. Remember when his hairline used to look like that?
I remember.
Now it's like different. Now he shows his like his head. And he dyed it.
And he got
like,
a scalp transplant?
Yes. And he can dye it. It grows. And he's like, this is my hair, bitch. It is his hair. I'm so proud of him because now he doesn't wear his hat so low on his forehead no more.
Does he still look like a dirty wet net?
Well.
Or was that also changed, saved, helped?
He does look like barbecue.
Famous Dave.
I love Doki. Come on. Ayo, Doki. Let's do it.
Anyway, that's the way the news goes.
Like that. Like, I don't look nothing like that. It's so wild. God. Back in the ghost. Oh, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and if you would like, I guess you can share this video. Be careful sharing it because there were a couple of YG comments and I don't want this to get around. Comment below though, like, hi, I don't know. I forget everything that we talked about already. Comment below, like, what are your thoughts on anything that we talked about tonight or whatever. Please pray for Doki because he's gone through a lot. Like, he tried to get his life back on track, and now he got robbed. And
he started from the bottom, and now he's here, and then he's robbed.
Tupperware boxes, and now look where we are. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I'm so proud of him, but that makes me so sad that he got robbed. Like, that's a scary and a sad situation when people get robbed. Woo-hoo! SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher. Not tuned in, but you can definitely buy us a coffee. Also, YouTube. Nope. Hold on. Snapchat. Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. There we go. I'm not saying Facebook ever again. I'm done with it.
My recommendations this week.
What if somebody like what's the Facebook and they commented something? We had to get a notification. I'd be like, why'd you do that? I told you don't do that. I'm
gonna be like, I got an email for it, but I didn't read it, so I only got to the first 5 words and then a ... I'm sorry.
Thank you though.
June of PLT put out an album called Have a Nice Trip. It was good.
I love those guys.
Gay icon Marshall put out an album called Alien (parentheses). It's a mixtape (parentheses).
Oh my god, I love Marshall.
Gugu Don put out an album called Act 5 New Action. It was very good. EXO, Don't Mess Up My Tempo, very good. Tempo, like, plays in the back of my mind when I wake up in the morning. Like, go to the bathroom, I'm taking a shit, and in my mind it's like, don't mess up my tempo, don't miss, and I'm like, shut up, please.
Please leave me alone, EXO. Oh god, I'm so glad because I missed EXO so fucking much. I wanted to cry about it. They came back. They're kings. XOLs, are you with me? Thanks.
Oh yeah, we
Look,
got
church, we ain't going over. That's exactly what I was thinking. But I didn't want to go that far, but thank you so much.
Dreamcatcher put out a special music video for their song Wonderland. It was good. It was one of my favorite songs from their last album. A singer named Woods has a song called Meaningless. It was good. And then the song that we opened with,
KDA,
Pop Stars, fucking good, so fucking cool.
My hit track. Also, they're my bias group, and they're
my bias group. What the fuck?
And now I want to do fan art, and now I'm like, well, now I have to play League of Legends, so I can have a character, and I can be in a K-pop group. Like, please, hello. This is the way of the future, everyone. All right, what do we do next?
It's time for you to read with your gas eyes.
Look,
with your smoke eyes.
My eyes burn. I should have kept them close this whole time, but let's see.
Smoke eyes.
Smoky eyes. Smoky girl, smoky girl, smoky girl, smoky. All right, y'all. Let's get to the fucking comment section. Hopefully, everybody
kept spend all that juice. Just
look. She was a smoky girl. There's kind of red on her hair. Yes. Jesus, that's such a good
grief in her eyes.
Filled with sadness inside. You can sit next to me. And inside your heart on me, baby girl, and tell me the pain you're feeling. Let it out. Starting from here, open your heart to me now. Smokey. Look, the whole song. Stay till the end if you want to hear the whole song. I'm gonna forget. It's fine. Oh, okay.
I'll find it to play at the ending.
Thank you. Hopefully, y'all kept y'all YG comments to minimum. We don't need this. We need, like to put down the thesaurus. Okay, first up we have Temporary Bex. Sorry I haven't commented in such a long time. I listen to Splitting Lemons on SoundCloud while I'm driving, and usually don't feel I have anything worth contributing to the conversation anyway. But as someone who follows a lot of politics in Asia, I felt that this is an area where I could add some context to the Jimin shirt situation. I apologize in advance because this is going to be long. Please don't apologize. We enjoyed how we talked about your comment before we even started reading this. And we really appreciated how in-depth you really went. And it added a lot to the conversation. So
I feel like I learned a lot, even though I'd be like, don't make me learn things. But like, I felt good about it.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and it's nice to expand things. And here at Splitting Lemons, we like to learn. So I don't want y'all to ever apologize for long comments, especially if it's something that y'all are telling us about. If you think that we need to know about before we make... Because I don't want to be out here sounding ignorant, you know? So I appreciate it. Thank you. You gave some niggas some knowledge. It says, I apologize in advance because it's going to be long. The clearest way I can think to explain the context surrounding this is to compare it to its closest Western equivalent, 9/11, and more specifically the national politics surrounding the event that affected how people viewed it. Everyone knows that the U.S. used 9/11 as an excuse to invade Iraq and the surrounding Middle East, but it became especially obvious the longer the war dragged on. When proponents of it continued to use 9/11 as their catch-all reasons why it was all justified. Despite the fact that here we were, the most powerful nation in the world, bombing and killing civilians in a third world country in a quest to steal its natural resources, they can still argue that, no, you have it all wrong, we're still the victims here, remember 9/11. The reason I bring this up is because Japanese right-wing imperialists have been using the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in a very similar way for decades, in the sense that they use it to assume the mantle of victimhood when confronted with their past war crimes. And real quick, I just want to say something. This is a long comment, but I'm going to read the whole thing because I think that everyone can learn a bit of history, especially when it comes to a situation like this. So if you do see this on Twitter or somebody brings it up one day, you can at least comment on it and be like, hey, here's this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to edit this. I'm going to read it as you wrote it out. Despite the fact that Japan was allied with Hitler and spent most of World War II taking over and pillaging every part of Asia they could reach, all Japanese nationalists ever want to talk about in regards to their involvement in World War II is Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Kind of the same way American nationalists will never shut up about 9/11, if we're continuing with this comparison. And they do this on purpose. The bombings give imperialist apologists a convenient way to pivot the conversation away from their war crimes and move it in a direction where they are viewed as the victims. When nations like Korea ask for apologies and reparations, or at the very least acknowledgement of their wrongdoings, or when anyone comments on the actions Japan took during World War II, some right-wing asshole will inevitably bring up Hiroshima and Nagasaki as a defense, and even though it's bullshit that makes no sense, it's also a very effective emotionally based argument that's hard to respond to without sounding like a heartless bastard. And I think you can imagine how frustrating that is to Koreans and everyone else trying to fight against these sort of people. The point is that as Americans, we associate the bombings with the actual event itself, but in South Korea, I'm pretty positive that the first thing people will associate with Hiroshima and Nagasaki is how Japanese imperialist apologists have used it as to their own gain. I'm not excusing it, but this is what the church is expressing. It isn't Japanese people deserve to die. It's decades of Korean frustration over having this event being shoved in their face over and over again to play the victim. It might seem unfathomable from our point of view, but think about how the more politicians kept using 9/11 as a prop to support their agenda, the less taboo it became to reference and joke about it, and how it became nearly mainstream to joke about how Bush did 9/11 and jet fuel can melt steel beams. Hell, by the time the Iraq and Afghanistan wars had officially ended, people associated 9/11 way more with what it had been used politically than with the actual event itself. Are these jokes offensive? Hell yeah. After all, they're referencing a tragedy that killed thousands of people, but we tend to just sort of roll our eyes at them. Not just because we understand they're not referencing the actual event of 9/11, but the political atmosphere surrounding it. But also because getting super worked up and angry about them is associated with right-wing nationalism. I'm not Japanese, so I can't confirm this, but I suspect this is why we haven't heard so much as a peep from J armies about this issue, both before and after the right-wingers got wind of it. That surgeon dude isn't just right-wing. He and his followers are literal self-admitted Nazis, and I suspect a lot of the reason J armies didn't say anything when the Burn the Stage originally aired and continue to stay mute on this issue isn't because they're hiding anything, but because they want to align themselves with these people. This is also why Koreans don't see anything wrong with this shirt. It's not because they're celebrating people's deaths, or consider all Japanese people to be the enemy, but because it's seen as a statement against right-wing apologists that use the bombings as an excuse. Although, for what it's worth, I don't think Jimin was aware he was making any kind of statement, considering it was a gift from a fan site who didn't understand what it was referring to when she bought it, and the fact that he just wore it casual while visiting Santa Monica Pier as per Burn the Stage. This is why I can pretty much 100% guarantee that an apology will not be allowed to happen here, because it will be seen as giving in and pandering to right-wing imperialist Nazis after appearing to make a stand against them. Finally, on a more personal note, I don't think that being loud about issues like this is necessarily always the right thing to do. For example, while I agree that the shirt is offensive, I also really hate the way Westerners, especially people from former colonist nations like the US or UK, feel that we can barge in and start policing how a nation is allowed to feed their former oppressors, and believe that my job here is to keep my mouth shut unless J armies ask for our support. Because even as someone who has knowledge about the stuff, I'm still not Asian and I don't live in those countries. Those are deeply rooted cultural issues that I don't feel we have a right to say in, period. We are allowed to have our opinions, but I'll also say that it's real easy for us as Americans to sit here and lecture about how the bombings were the worst thing to happen in human history when we weren't the ones under attack and occupation by the Japanese. I was talking to people on the Bangtan sub about this, how close-minded the US-centric it is to attack a person from a nation formerly occupied by the Japanese for viewing the bombings in a more mixed light. To us, they might be seen as singularly horrifying and unforgivable, but to them, it's what ended the war and freed their nation from years of occupation and terror. In the West, what we are taught about Japan's involvement in World War II pretty much starts and ends with Pearl Harbor and Hiroshima and Nagasaki, while events like the rape of Nanking and massacres and war crimes committed by the Imperial Japanese that in many ways can be argued to equal the tragedy of the bombings, and that many right-wing Japanese nationalists deny or condone to this day, are almost entirely glossed over. We must recognize that our views regarding this issue are incredibly biased and skewed. As for K-armies, I think we're forgetting that only a little while ago, they were honest and upfront with an issue very similar to this, and asked us to support them in their boycott of a collab with a person widely viewed as a Japanese nationalist, only to basically have I-Army collectively spit in their face and tell them that their concerns, which were rooted in the exact same issue we're discussing now, didn't matter. To be honest, after that, I wouldn't blame them for never sharing anything with us ever again. Never mind something like this that's even more culturally sensitive, when we've pretty recently proven that as a collective, we can't be trusted to be able to look at an issue from anything other than our own narrow perspectives. All in all, what I'm saying is this. All of us are allowed to feel what we want to in regards to the situation, but it's also not our right to believe that we know the entirety of what is going on here, and thus, it isn't fair for us to judge so quickly and harshly. What I've talked about here is really only a snippet of the basics regarding this issue. There are entire novels and textbooks written on this topic that still don't encapsulate the entirety of it all. We cannot be so blind and self-centered as to believe that everyone around the world sees exactly what we see and makes the same connections and associations that we do. It doesn't mean we can't disagree, just that we should never assume that our perspective is automatically correct and universal, and should always try to understand the context behind things we don't understand and attempt to see things from the other's point of view before we decide what our opinion is. And that's the end of the comment. So again, I know I already said it, but like, we really, really appreciate you, because this is like you said, it's a long comment, but you took a lot of time putting in as much information as possible, and like,
we appreciate it,
like, deeply. So thank you. I completely agree with everything that you're saying, especially like reading over it several times. You know what I'm saying, and taking it apart and taking each piece by piece. So
also for people who didn't understand the reference to armies not supporting K armies, that's talking about when K armies wanted the song to be cut that was produced by the Japanese producer. A lot of armies at that time, after it got cut, were like, y'all, not even armies, just like international K-pop fans were like, y'all should have just kept your mouth shut. We would have had a new banger, like a new song. But yeah.
I suppose there's something I wanted to say, but I don't remember what it is, so I'll just put a star next to this comment. Up next, we have Daniela, and it says, well, my opinion on the Jimin shirt story and the whole fandom mess. Of course, it's problematic as an item, but I doubt there's a reason to make it a bigger deal than what it is, a problematic item. It's not as simple and straightforward as fandoms want to make it. The boys are good people, but they've also grown up in South Korea, and I feel like with that comes certain worldviews. I'm sure that if discussed their mishaps with them, all boys would understand the nuances and reflect. It's completely unnecessary for our other fandoms and armies to demonize them because of these things. Maybe evaluate them based on their actions and personalities that you've witnessed over the years instead. Also, the usual bashing and throwing of stones on Twitter is never the answer. But I admit I was quite disappointed back when I first learned about this, about any other similar case when it comes to BTS. Also, same with that Bangtan Bomb of Fetus BTS singing the opera trot version of No and hoping making that weird but angelic noise. It's iconic. And thank you for your comment too. We love you guys. Like, honestly, even like if people don't comment, the fact that you listen, we just really, really appreciate everybody sharing their thoughts. Because you don't have to, but like the fact that you took time out of your day to comment down below, I appreciate it. Next, we have Dom Mills, fan 88. Thank you again for that. That's like a treat every time I get to read it. Shit, that intro had me real spooky. Spooking those lemons. Kyra, your fucking thunder lightning sound effects were great. LOL. Because we stand. I don't know if it classifies as Halloween song, but Vix's Voodoo Doll gives me the creeps. Vix's Voodoo Doll actually started Halloween. You can look in your textbooks. It may not be there, but if you read between the lines, it also won't be there. But if you close your eyes, it can be there with the power of the secret. I'm glad you're doing well. LOL. I dressed up as Mickey Mouse at school today, and people kept touching my fucking ears. I promise you, someone almost caught this fade, bro. When I go to Hot Topic and they have the clipboard to suggest shit, I always see BTS, and they just do the shits about it. Oh, they're just doing shits about it. Ooh, we stand in Kitty Baku Red Riding Hood AU. I bet you guys looked adorable. We did. I wish I would have taken pictures. It was so cute, but I was also like kind of drunk, and I was like, hey, what's up, guys? Halloween is one of my favorite holidays. Due to inclement weather in my town, trick-or-treating was yesterday. So, like, basically, I'm not doing anything on Halloween, but sleeping and indulging on candy. Taylor, did you do anything for Halloween?
I went to my empty house.
That sounds spooky.
I was sad.
Oh, man. Halloween, what did I do? I know for sure what I did later that night. I did some things. Lit some incense. Lit some candles. Spoke to some... I was going to say some spirits. I spoke to my spirit team. I got some stuff to tell you. Them niggas is crazy. They're hilarious. God, I love spirits. Don't speak to me. I honestly feel what Kyra was saying. Homie should have gotten in trouble. Random question. In honor of Halloween, classify BTS members as princesses any kind. Aw, man. They're going to Warsaw on my birthday. Why do I live in such an uncommon place far away from everything? Charles Poot has a really good song with Boyz II Men called Girl If You Leave Me Now. It's a smack, but kind of sad, but also the vocals are great. I'm fucking weak, Kyra Von Count. You better go on and kill it, sweetie. Oh, thank you. Random question. Favorite kind of cat? Oh, Taylor, I love your favorite kind of cat. I read up about the comic, and that's truthfully fucked up. Like, bro, it's not okay, honestly. Real quick about that. Afterwards, I went to go Google something, and what was crazy was it actually popped up. Like, at the very bottom, you know how, like, Google, like, will, like, recommend articles? It was, like, something K-pop artist and comic, and I saw it, and I clicked on it, and Taylor was like, you don't want to just upset yourself, so I just, like, logged out of the whole thing. And it was ugly, too, like, his art is ugly. He's ugly. Okay, as I was listening to the podcast, I read about that whole shirt situation happened in 2015. Not 100% sure, not 100% on this information. But he should have, like, apologized or something. But, like, also, if it was given to him, they should be the ones to apologize to him. But also, as well, Jimin's apologizing because it's the right thing to do. The whole situation gives me gas. Same, Kyra. Same. Okay, but why is that extremely true, though? Bro, he honestly could be classified as the Trump of K-pop. We love you, too, Kyra. I was like, did I say I love y'all? I mean, I do. But, like, I was like, I don't know what it. I listened to the one from last week at 1.5 speed, and I was so weak, bro.
It's fucking funny.
Yoda's fucking his shit up, bro. First Dolly, then that one C-Bop. Bro, that song by Flowstick and Jessie is a fucking smack. I was really, Taylor's agreeing. I was really waiting on you guys to react to it. LOL. My friend classifies Hyoden's song Dali as the whole anthem of the century. LMAO. I worry when idol weights fluctuate, but I mean, sometimes it's healthy. Either way, it's like, it worries me. I don't even remember if it was being weird or some shit. LOL, I can't recall completely. Is haunted a word? LOL, it's a word if you want it to be, honey. Nothing's real. It's honestly such a...
Oh my god.
What?
Stock before is expired.
You guys, Taylor's been rubbing out before in his arm because he got a tattoo, you know, the Moonchild tattoo.
I've been rubbing this on my eye. I've been rubbing it on my tattoo.
And then it's expired. That just means that it's, like, not as powerful. Hopefully nothing grows from you.
Oh my god.
No, that doesn't just mean that it's not as powerful. Like, it's not going to be as effective. Kendrick Lamar is an actual legend. Reduced sugar vanilla almond milk is the best shit, bro. What is that? Oh, milk. Okay, it's really good. And last but definitely not least, Joy. Them spooky lemons. And thank you. Thank you everybody for your comments. I wish I remembered what I was going to say.
You're not going to answer them questions?
Oh, shit. Wow, that was like 2 years ago. Let's see. In honor of Halloween, classify BTS members as princesses. So we was thinking real hard, and we don't know enough. But we going to do our best. First up was Yoongi.
Who said Aurora?
Aurora, or Sleeping Beauty, because he's sleeping, and he's a beauty. No, he's not my friend anymore. Then it was, I said Jin was Tiana, because he be cooking. Then we said Taehyung was, how do you pronounce her name? You would think I would know, right? You would think that I would know. Tsukimi from Princess Jellyfish, because they got the same glasses. Oh,
She's
God.
not even a princess.
Look, exactly. Oh, my God. You know how you was talking about Jimin being,
I mean, the British is going to go to Princess Jellyfish. Jimin is Kuranosuke.
Jimin.
And I will stand by that until I die.
Jimin is Princess Peach. The lips. He got a peach. Look.
Okay, you're right. That's correct. God, Jimin is Princess Peach.
Look.
I said Namjoon is Snow White because of the animals.
And apples.
And he's taking care of the little people.
Oh my god.
I saw that on Twitter. I won't pretend that I made that up.
Look, I like how you like admit to these are my thoughts. But they can be. Who else is in this group?
Jungkook.
Who's Jungkook? Who's like perfect at everything?
And Hobie.
Oh god, Hosik is They don't have a dancing queen. Oh my, Jose is a dancing queen. There we go. God. Weird Yoongi. Jungkook is
Thumbelina.
Thumbelina. Why?
I don't know.
Is she a
Is that a
princess?
movie?
Yes.
I've never seen it.
Thumbelina used to be my favorite movie because I like little small things, and I wanted to be small like her and driving like a Barbie car. That was like my dream for years.
What about?
Oh God, no! You know who he is? I just lost it. Never mind. Go on. No, do you know the other princess from the Mario Kart games, the orange and yellow one?
Daisy?
Yes, Daisy. And I say this because they're both princesses, right? And they're both from the same thing, but Princess Peach was there first, and Jimin is like, I'm from Busan first, and Jungkook. You get it?
Can Jungkook be like Bowsette?
That's inappropriate, but yes. Yes, very much. I was like, yes, yeah. He could be anything he wants to be. We're in the clouds out of who else is there?
That was it, I think.
Oh, wow. If there's somebody else in BTS, I'm not a real fan. Hold on. We got you, we got you, we got you. Oh, by the way, you guys, I did flip the poster upside, like, the right way it's supposed to be. If y'all remember that, my poster was, like, wrong side up. But it's correct now. I think there's somebody else. There's a shadow member, but I don't know who that is.
Han.
Han?
Yantan.
Oh, Yeontan. Yeontan's precious. Yeontan's got so big. This is not a BTS podcast, but he's gotten so big. I love that dog. I also love my best friend, Kapehan. Thumbs up if you miss his mullet. Thumbs up if you also hated his mullet. Just smash that like button, bruh. What? Let's do it. Get this bread. This is, I don't know.
Let's get this bun.
Let's get this bond. Is there anything else you want to say to the people?
There's another question.
Shit. What type of cat? What kind of cat do you like, Taylor?
Black ones.
Black cats.
The ones with stripes.
Samse Koyani? Yeah.
No, that's 3.
No, I just said that because
Jimin?
That's the
Yes,
why.
I do like him.
Look.
That is true. Caught me.
Stop. The cat that I like, Taylor didn't like my descriptions. I couldn't find a picture of it.
Okay, you tell him. You tell him what the fuck you said to me.
I like cats. There's a specific breed of cat that has like a long goblin face. Or looks like an old man. Now, listen. That sounds strange, but you see them.
It sounds
like,
wrong.
It's a beautiful cat. It looks like, literally looks like.
That's the cat that's sitting on your face when you sleep.
Stop it. No, that's Peanut. That's who's sitting on my face when I sleep. Peanut is Kayla's cat and always tries to sit on my head when I be sleeping.
Peanut just be yelling at me. I be like, bitch, what?
Look.
Are you okay? I remember one time she like made her way into the room. It was like 6 in the fucking morning, and she was just screaming in my face. I was like, "Bitch, leave me alone, please."
Oh my god! I was thinking about this one time. I was sleeping, and I guess I was sleeping next to Kayla, and like a cat, I'm pretty sure it was Peanut, but like crawled up underneath the covers and was like trying to sit on my head. And I was like, move. I'm like, get up, and I was like, move it. And it just kept moving into my face and tried to sit on my head. And I just let her sit there for a little bit. And I was like, that's cat ass. So I pushed her out of my way. Oh.
Cat ass.
That's a song now. Oh, God. Thank you, everybody, for your comments. Thank you so much for this knowledge. I don't like being ignorant, and I like knowing things. Oh, I think I remember. This isn't specifically about this situation, but when it comes to fandoms and blowing things, I don't say blowing things out of proportion, maybe more so apologies, there we go, about groups making apologies for things. I think it's very interesting that, I don't know, and this is not related to this situation at all, but it got me thinking about, like, certain things that people do apologize for, and I wish that there were some things that they would speak on. Like, they don't have to speak on the situation, obviously, especially after, like, reading this. I don't need BTS to make a comment about it. Like, I understand. But I do feel as if there are other things that they can address in their fandom. But I feel as if that's just me. That's just my constant mood. Because I could be, like, real ride or die army for real. I mean, like, more so than I am. Don't look at my walls. Don't look at the shit on my bed. Don't look at my phone. Don't do that. But, like, I could be, like, real ride or die army if there were Because there are things that, like, there are situations in the fandom that definitely need to be addressed. And I think that even just a small word from RM being like, hey, y'all, all love, don't be racist on the internet, would be, like, really, really awesome. I think that would be, like, really chill to me. That's just me.
I personally don't know that it would do any good. Because I feel like that's already the message that they preach, and people already do this shit.
I know, but I think, if anything, just acknowledging it would be one thing. Like, I would appreciate it so much. Like, I know you can't make no grown, because a lot of times it's grown-ass people, and I'd be like, please go outside, go to your job. It'd be grown-ass people who are, like, doing, like, this horrible stuff on the internet, and I know you can't stop them, but even acknowledging that that is a situation, I think that would go a long way for me. But that's just me on something completely unrelated, and this is not a BTS podcast. But anyways, Taylor, is there anything that you wanted to tell the children, to tell the people out there, to tell our lemons?
I tried to call. I tried to make a call. I tried to be good on top of my mental health to try to make an appointment with a psychiatrist. Why did none of it work? Like, none of it went.
What do you mean?
The first one I called was in Prince Frederick. And they were like, the wait list for your insurance is very long.
Nigga, I need help now.
They were like, you might have to try these other locations. But I don't want to try the other locations because, like, that place is kind of close to where I work.
Exactly.
And, like, I work kind of late, so by the time I get out, everything is closed. Like, there's just no possibility. So it has to be before I go to work, or I have to miss work. And I would rather avoid that because I don't have any time off.
Bitch needs
so
money.
Then I tried calling some other places in the area, like same area, and none of them answered their fucking phone. And so I left a message with both of them, and they didn't call me back. So I'm like,
what the fuck?
I'm trying to get this mental health, bitch.
Look,
like,
I need to live, please. I understand. I haven't seen my therapist in 3 months. But she also left that specific place's practice. She's actually, I think she's closer down here now. But, oh my goodness. She's really, really great. I'll set you up. We're going to work on that because that's not right. That don't make no type of sense. Like, niggas need help right now. I can't get help next year. I need it now. Please, everybody take care of your health. Mental health. Especially this time of year, y'all. Like, Taylor, good on you for trying. I thought you were going to say, when you said I tried to call, I was like, you want to tell them about your call from Barack Obama that you got today? Taylor literally talked to Barack Obama. It was crazy.
Not literally.
Look.
That's not what happened.
Figuratively.
My phone rang and I didn't answer as usual. I don't answer phone calls from people I don't know. And it was
and
Ben Jealous and
Barack
Obama.
They were calling Taylor specifically. So
it's all good. Taylor was busy. You got shit to do. Taylor, I wish you good luck in trying to find some, like, place that actually, like, will help you out. Because that's ridiculous. And you should get help now. You have a phone. You should get a lawyer. Therapist. Replace lawyer with therapist. You have a phone. You should have a therapist.
877 help now.
Look!
Bitch, if that was a real thing.
Oh, goodness. But yeah, everybody, please keep taking care of your health. Please keep reaching out and searching for help if you're able to. Especially this time of year. Because it's about to get real hard.
Exactly. That's why I was like, I'm trying to be on top of it. It's getting cold. Let me stop playing.
And, like, December's coming
And it was
around.
like, psych.
Look. No, we need
This ain't no psych, bitch.
Look, my mental health is not psych. The only psych I need to see is a psychiatrist.
Literally.
Oh, God. Anyways, we love y'all.
Oh, my God. You need to watch a playthrough of this game called Undertale. I watched it today and
I heard about it. Is that about
the horny skeletons? Or is that just on Tumblr? Are people just horny for the skeletons on Tumblr?
Yes.
Okay.
That is Tumblr exclusive.
Anytime I see it, somebody's like, yo, I want to fuck the skeleton. And I'm like, yo, how you going to do that? He ain't got no guts.
God. All right, what's it about?
It's about a kid that falls into, I guess you could say, the underworld.
So it's Undertale.
Yeah,
I get it.
I'm gonna link you who you should watch play it.
Okay.
It's like, I don't know. I feel like it's wholesome. It was good. I cried.
I like wholesome things. I like to be happy and good.
There's no despair. Just kidding. Well,
Look,
not Danganronpa despair.
speaking of,
Call now.
look, stop. Speaking of,
Junko needs your help.
stop. She just needs your credit card number. Oh God. Smash that motherfucker like button if it's Junko loving hours. Even though she's a crazy ass bitch. It's actually Danganronpa loving hours, but I feel that's a constant mood. I really want to play Danganronpa all over again. But I want to play the third one because I just played the second one again. I want to play the first one.
Apparently, Tania is addicted because Philip's been playing it, but she wasn't trying to be invested. But she said by the time Philip got to the end of the game, she was like, "Damn, I'm in it. I wish I'd been paying attention the whole time." I was like, "Yeah, bitch, you can watch the anime though."
Look, watch the anime and cry. Watch Despair arc. Now that right there, you want to cry? That's the arc to watch. God. What are y'all favorite anime? What
I
anime
use
do
this
y'all watching
Aquaphor
now?
for everything. I lose my ears.
You just putting wet on your body.
This is just Vaseline now.
But oh my God, you're putting on deactivated Vaseline. God, oh, I'm so sorry. Well,
Cracked lips.
put on that Vaseline. Mm-hmm. Oh, love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Comment below anything. Also, one more time, I do want to say thank you again for this information. It was really, really eye-opening, and it added different layers to the conversation. And I walked away feeling smarter.
Feeling more informed.
Yeah, more informed on things. And I love knowledge. Like, if there's one thing I love, a bitch loves knowledge. I might not like to study, and I may not like school all that much, but
it won't connect to the internet.
That's what the internet's not good. Smoke.
So open it, clip.
clear.
But I'm still up in the corner, sit myself down.
And I see you sipping on that juice, just.
Yeah. She was Smoky Girl. Oh my God! Did you see the actual video for it?
What?
The Michael Jackson video for it? The actual video that sound goes to? Have you seen it before?
About? No, what?
Oh my God, I'm gonna show it to you. It's the funniest thing. Okay, hold on. Okay. Anyways, love you guys. Bye.
Bye.